Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable essay. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for some more NECC Rocket League action. I'm still Lars Newt. I'm still bringing you the action here, but joining me now in the casting booth is the one, the only, the Leechy Live. Leechy, how you doing tonight?
Good. I'm excited because I have been looking forward to this one, believe it or not, for a little while now. It's two teams that have been very close to each other in performing throughout the season. And right now they find themselves in third and fourth spot, respectively. It is going to be Lincoln Land going up against Northern Kentucky 1 in the West Champions leaderboard. Lincoln Land is third with a 4-2 record. Northern Kentucky is fourth with a 3-3 record. There is not much to separate these two teams.
No, not much at all. Especially, I mean, looking at these two teams, they're all very young. They're all generally STEM-oriented players, and they're very similar, like you said, as far as record and performance in the past goes. We've seen Lincoln Land take down some very, very solid teams, and we've seen them fall to some very, very solid teams. Aside Northern Kentucky, kind of a new one for me, but again, they've taken down some very good teams and they've fallen to some very good teams. So I think the message here is Champions West has some really good teams in it.
You dang right. You dang right about that. I mean, UAA sitting at the top 6-0, so they're sitting pretty up there, 18-4 with the game record. So that's kind of terrifying. Followed by Alabama Crimson, 5-1 with the record, and then, like we said, Lincoln Land and Northern Kentucky in third and fourth, 4-2 and 3-3 respectively. Northern Kentucky actually tied technically when it comes to their record with Boise State Blue in fifth place. They are 3-3 as well. However, the game differential is what I believe sets them below, whereas Northern Kentucky is 13-11. Boise State Blue are 10-13. So a little bit more of a gap there to rely upon between positions 4 and 5. And then quite simply, Montana and Fresno State Blue are 6th and 7th with a 2-4 and 1-5 record respectively. So Lincoln Land and Northern Kentucky is like that prime area of this table where a couple of really good performances back to back could see them sitting in those top two spots.
Yeah, it's what you'd kind of look at as kind of the bubble of this region as they try to push into the top of that. I guess bubble may not be the right word because I have absolute faith in both these teams being able to make playoffs and continue to drive through there. But as far as that top area goes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make a reference to something possibly maybe most of you aren't super familiar with. South American RLCS level Rocket League play. You've got those top two teams down there. You've got True Neutral and Nova Savia, your top two teams in South America. But there's a few teams down there that are like Rebel, Carnage Esports. What's the other one? Locust. All very, very solid teams that could very much so threaten those top two. That's what you have here. This Lincoln Land, Northern Kentucky are both looking to upset the kings and queens of this conference.
Kings and queens indeed. Just want to go over the both of these teams' individual performances so far. They're both, or rather, they both taken some losses. Northern Kentucky more than Lincoln Land. Again, Lincoln Land 4-2, Northern Kentucky 3-3. Lincoln Land got things started off well at the beginning of this season with 2 back-to-back sweeps against Fresno State Blue and Bethel. But then they've been on a bit of a seesaw pattern ever since. They lost 1-3 to UAH, then beat Alabama Crimson by that same scoreline, 3-1. And then it's just a bunch of 3-1s. They lost to Boise State Blue 1-3 and then beat Montana 3-1. Whereas Northern Kentucky has had a bit of a more consistent run here. I will say Northern Kentucky beat the current West Champions leaders, UAH, or rather they didn't beat them, but they took them all the way to Game 5. So a feather in the cap of Northern Kentucky tonight as the one team that was able to actually take the current leaders of this league all the way to Game 5. Lincoln Land does not have that feather in their proverbial cap. So Northern Kentucky, I'm sure, will be doing everything they can to show why they have that, we'll call it a one-game advantage in a way. And Lincoln Land, conversely, doing everything possible to show why they are still the team that is above them in the standings. 40 seconds gone here as we get this game kicked off. We're finished blabbing. Let's get on to some Rocket League.
Oh, I'm gonna blab a little bit more, and that's that we see here Northern Kentucky as the season has gone on. We see teams that start slow in the game or in the series. Northern Kentucky seems to be a team that started slow in the season, but has warmed up, and they're looking to continue that little bit of a hot streak they've got going. But it's all going to come down to, can they establish some good momentum here early in Game 1? So far, most of the advantage to Lincoln Land.
Lincoln Land in blue, represented by Becky Slothish and Get Over, going up against Northern Kentucky in orange. Ferb, Rule, and Rickles, the one and only Rickles. Let's get this going. 90 seconds gone. Still 0-0. Rickles coming in. Oh, a great catch to take it past one. Flicks it past the second, but Get Over stands up super tall to send that out to the right side. Rule trying to keep the momentum up. Sends it over to Rickles with a pass out of that back corner wall. And pressure for Northern Kentucky is still here, but dried up just slightly. Double commit there won't result in a shot that gets converted to a goal. 2 minutes gone now. A lot of pressure in favor of Northern Kentucky, and they almost get one through here, but as it stands, it's still 0-0.
Northern Kentucky has had some very threatening opportunities. That first one we saw had Ferb coming down trying to finish this one off. Rule will elect to take the demo instead of the ball and tries to get the puck to the ball anyways. Continuing this powerhouse drive across the front of the net. Becky is the only one back for Lincoln Land, excuse me. Try to keep that one clear of their net. But as far as actual offensive opportunities go, I have to give it to Northern Kentucky. So far, they have been very dangerous and very threatening in the offensive end. They could just tighten it up a little bit. Lincoln Land's in trouble.
Let's see how this game one continues. Get Over, trying to wrap this thing around, do something fancy with it. Slothish is waiting in the middle, but Rickles gets in the way. Becky's up. Sends it just wide to the right, but Rule needed to get a touch on it regardless. Sent long. Rickles, 0 boost, committing to this one. Ferb not quite in the correct position, so Rule does get a touch, but gets demoed as well. Slothish pinched with Ferb. This is still in Lincoln Land's half. Slothish drops it mid to Get Over. Oh, okay. I thought it was a calculated fake, but that was probably just a flat-out whip. 90 seconds left, Lars. We're at that magic point, and we have yet to see the opening goal.
Yeah, the magic point really only means a whole lot when you have a team that has solid control of this game. And right now, we've seen a very balanced set of teams, both averaging right around 55 kilometers an hour as a team. All the players all driving about the same speed. The ball possession exactly 50-50 up and down the field. The number of threats on net, so even. So Northern Kentucky is out shooting, but that's about the only real difference I can find between these two teams.
Final 60 seconds. Get Over on the boost steal there, leaving Ferb slightly stranded on his own side wall. Becky coming in, gets the demo, not the ball, but turns it into a half-hearted back pass that Ferb will command, if only for a few seconds. Slothish, this one may be on target. It was. Rule needed to get up nice and fast to get that stop. Not the best touch there on the underside of the car. Killing the momentum of the ball there. Get Over using Slothish as the blocker there. Couldn't find contact, but did make him dive, so got something out of it. Slothish controlling this, leaving it to Get Over, in fact, to clear. Becky will position in the mid, waiting for the pass to come in. Slothish sends it high. It's dropped straight down. Ferb couldn't find contact on it, but does with a follow-up. Very well done to control that. And a second time as well, 0 boost. That is how you commit to a defensive play. That play in itself is enough to send this game to overtime. I was hoping it was going to hit the ground by the time I ended my sentence. There it is, overtime, game 1.
This game has been, just a battle of titans as they go back and forth and really slug it out with each other. They're just so evenly matched. They just can't find that last little touch to get this ball home. The other thing I like to see here is a lot of times in that was a good threat. A lot of times in game number 1, you see teams a little bit hesitant to get into that physical play. That tends to be a later development in the series. But looking over here, it looks like we have, I think, 10 demos already in this series, and it's game 1.
Very physical. We talk all the time, Lars, about how we want to see teams implement a physical play style. These guys don't need to make that change because it's part of their game plan from the get-go, which I love seeing. 45 seconds into this game 1 overtime. Still waiting for the winner as Slothish sends this all the way down into Northern Kentucky's half. Gets up high, steals this away. Rickles will have a relatively calm clear. Pass over to Slothish, back into the middle for Get Over, but the ball didn't quite come out as far as they would have liked. Get Over getting bumped. Slothish, 0 boost. Will feign like he's got any at all. Get Over's up. That one will be sent down to the left side, and Becky can't get there in time. Chances aplenty for both teams, but we are still at a deadlock.
Leachy, this could be a very, very long series, and typically that develops one of two ways. Either you have teams scoring a ton, for better or worse, either teeing off on each other or just an even matchup with not a lot of defense being played, or you have this exact scenario right here. They do a great job of getting looks on net. We've seen some very threatening plays. NKU in particular has had some shots that I am just astounded didn't find the back of the net. And yet, Lincoln Land and Northern Kentucky both finding a way to be very solid in the defensive end. And despite having good offensive rotations, good passes, good follow-throughs, and great mechanical play, good physicality, anything you'd ask out of a team, they just can't get it past that last defender.
I don't really know what the key is going to be here, especially given the fact that if we take a brief look at the heat maps for Eye of Newt that's going on in the background, Lincoln Land really seems to be the only team that has a sizable amount of touches in the opposition's half. Almost all of Northern Kentucky's touches have been along their own back wall. So that, to me, is showing that Lincoln Land is doing a great job at putting the pressure on their opponents. It could be done here, finally, just shy of 3 minutes of overtime, and Rule does just enough to put this one away. Rickles, what a crucial demolition.
3 things happening here. Rickles gets a demo to clear out a defender. The last player, I believe it was Becky, up on the wall, tries to touch that ball clear, but unfortunately touches it down into the shooting lane, which you already know how I feel about shooting lanes. And then obviously Rule with the follow through to finish it off, does a great job of finding a way to finally put this game away. I was so excited to look at particular heat maps here, but as time goes on, eventually you just overwhelm them. I mean, there was some really interesting data developing with this player activity heat map as the time went on. I've lost my pen. Of course I have. Here it is. Here is my pen. But there was some really interesting play developing here along the wall. And you could still kind of see where that was happening, where a lot of the play was kind of centered around this side of the field. And that's kind of corroborated by the all touch heat map here. And you could see where a lot of that, especially earlier in the game, was really centered. Oh, excuse me. It's really centered. I'm hitting the wrong button. Really centered along this side of the wall. The one thing I would like to see out of these teams is to get the ball into the mid a little bit more consistently. We haven't seen a whole lot of play here. We haven't seen a lot of the ball activity through the midfield. And that may be part of the reason they're struggling a little bit to find these opportunities. They're not getting these good wide angles, good 90-degree angles on the net to try to take shots. And it's not allowing them to be as effective in the attack as they could otherwise be.
Screw the Eye of Newt.
Real quick,
I want more. Oh, wow. That is a lot. I mean, that's pretty crazy.
Come on, you gotta acknowledge that.
Cool. All right, fine. I forgive you, Eye of Newt. Where I was going with that was, oh my God, this is great Rocket League. And stats are interesting to look into and can sometimes be a crutch if you need a way to make a game interesting. I don't think we need any help making this matchup interesting. Dear Lord, I mean, a 2 minute 46 second, I think, overtime. Heading to Northern Kentucky as well, when we had just identified that Lincoln Land was the one putting on the majority of the pressure. Clearly, Northern Kentucky just able to break out of their own half on a counterattack well enough. More Rocket League, more at this level. This is the exact kind of 3rd and 4th place matchup that I was A, expecting, but B, honestly hoping for.
Well, what's great about it is that it doesn't look like a 3rd and 4th place matchup. They've done such an excellent job of staying even with each other throughout that game, and it's not because there's some deficit in skill somewhere. They're just solid teams that are very similar in play style, and they're just duking it out with each other right now.
1 minute gone in game 2. Oh, Rickles. Oh, with the double tap to beat one and then just off of and underneath the crossbar. Absolutely beautiful.
Oh, what a recovery out of Rickles here. Such car control to keep themselves close to that ball, set themselves up for the follow through to finish it off. Just a beautiful solo play effort right along that back wall.
Could be two. It's down off the crossbar. It will be two. Ferb sees this in. Ferb, I think, heard us talking about how tonight's going to be a long night. He's like, screw that. I got class in the morning. I got to go to bed.
Well, are the floodgates open? I have to ask it. Are the floodgates open? We spent, what, 6.5 minutes? Scoreless. Finally, Northern Kentucky finds a way to put that ball home on the net. And now they've got two more in less than 90 seconds. Does this pace continue, or do we slow down a little bit as Becky tries to put one on? And that is just Ferb off the crossbar. Can't get back down to it. And less than 90 seconds, 3 gone.
I think the question was answered. Floodgates are most definitely open at this point. 1-2. Lincoln Land not planning on going home anytime soon. Oh, this is what I come here for. Let's go. 90 seconds in. 3 goals scored, almost 4. Rickles and Becky facing off right there. Get over. 1v1. Ferb. They will equalize it. It took no time at all. It's back to 2-2.
I don't know what to say. Get over has an excellent 50 here. Ferb does a good job of killing it, but unfortunately they kill it right there in that shooting lane. Especially on this map, you can see very specifically the shooting lane as it's been so handily marked out here. And the quick follow through, that's where positioning and recognizing that momentum flow is so critical. Knowing that you have that opportunity and the ability to capitalize on it and follow through.
Rickles is up. Slothish waiting very patiently like a sloth on the back wall and did well with the clearance there. Nothing? Okay, fine. Becky off this right side wall now. Looking for the pinch on the ground.
Like
0
all
boost.
the glory.
Fine. Fine. Can't happen every single week.
What kind of friend would I be if I didn't let some of your jokes fall flat? Where is the joy in that, Leachy?
For the sake of entertainment, I forgive you. Rickles. Oh, what a snapshot. Oh, okay. We totally glossed over the fact. Ooh, that save came out. And also, we had a substitute. JF Machine came in on behalf of, who was that? Who subbed out? Am I blind? It was Rule. It was Rule that subbed out. Okay, JF Machine. Hi, welcome. We've seen half a game of Rocket League, and I didn't even realize that you were on the field. Get over. What a beautiful catch, and just instantly snaps on this ball to take it just inside the near post.
Well, set up by that 50, and then just the easy drive home, tuck that one inside. Rickles with a little kiss on the way in to put it to sleep. And there is Lincoln Land with the lead. That, Leachy, if you were to ask me, what is the one mechanic, the one individual mechanic for single players to find that will give them an advantage in competitive play, whether it's ranked or otherwise, can you guess what it would be?
Quadruple flip reset. Next question.
That's it. Absolutely. No, it's 50s. It's 50s. The ability to effectively and consistently win 50s is going to make you a dominating player. Get over, showing exactly why that is.
I'm a fan of a good 50. I feel like that's one of my only strong points as a player. I'm pretty terrible everywhere else, but I can win the heck out of a 50. And so I totally sympathize. If you say winning 50s makes you a next level player, then I subscribe to your pamphlet, sir.
Anything to help the ego with Leachy over here, but Ferb off the crossbar, just too high, isn't able to tie this one back up. NKU continues their assault down on the net, but they're struggling to get that last accurate touch on, and Becky takes one of their own. But a quick turn yields no results, and now less than 60 seconds remain. This is still anybody's game.
Slothish, past one, easily saved by Rickles. Becky keeps it at the top of the box. Oh, Ferb, oh, the quick flick to equalize it. I thought that was a guaranteed save. That came out of nowhere.
Oh, I think the demo here helped disrupt a little bit. I know it disrupted me, but Ferb gets to it just a little quicker than Get Over was expecting, and is able to put just enough of a touch on it to get it past. Get Over had an opportunity to turn it around, but just gets beat. And Ferb, an excellent job with the follow-through on that shot, equalizes this. And like I said, anybody's game, 30 seconds remain, and we're tied up.
What a shot there. Beautiful save from Rickles, getting up tall. Becky into this left corner, trying to keep the pressure on for Lincoln Land. That one's up high. Get Over. Over to Ferb. All of a sudden, this game has turned into a slow-paced chess match. Get Over. Oh, trying to bump that pace up right back where it used to be. Sloth, great pass. Becky can't make the touch. Could this be overtime number 2? No, Ferb puts that on target. A great save by Get Over. It's not done yet. Pressure still on. Rickles keeps it up in the air. JF Machine will try to do the same. It's in by Ferb. Are you kidding me? I cannot believe they maintained this.
Wow. Wow, JF Machine, I think that perfect little no touch there. I'm going to go ahead and call it calculated. We're not going to speculate on whether or not it was. You could see, you could just feel the eyes of Lincoln Land get drawn up towards JF Machine as they look to make a play off the wall. And what do you know, here's Ferb sneaking in underneath to tuck that shot home. And it looks like JF Machine's going to swap back out. But wow, NKU finds a second in just incredible 0-second fashion.
How?
Shh, we don't talk about that.
How did that go in? How did NK? I'm hoarse after like 2 games. How did Northern Kentucky manage to come away with such a performance when arguably really only 2 out of the 3 players were contributing there? JF Machine was 2 points shy of 100 points. Rickles and Ferb were above 550 and 680 respectively. So JF Machine, I bear you no ill will, but no wonder I didn't even realize that he wasn't there, because this was like the Ferb and Rickles show. And now JF Machine will swap out. They're gonna bring Gradester 13 in to try and see this one out. I've got nothing. Another 1-goal game, please.
Well, we talked about this in the last series with Gigabyte, and when you have less than 100 points in a game, try not to leave too much credence to points and score when it comes to Rocket League, because we all know good, solid midfield plays will win championships, but they don't get you anything for points. But if you're being an active contributor to your team, you're pretty much inevitable going to pick up 100 points within the first 2 minutes at least. Clears, center balls, all of those kind of things add up very, very quickly. And JF Machine, not having 100 points, goes back to what you're saying. Rickles and Ferb just are this NKU team right now, but they're getting beat, both of them off the post. Get Over says, get over it. We're coming back.
I'm sorry, you caught me off guard with that. What a pass there. I didn't even see who the frick it was. Lincoln Land making that one count. God, you threw me for a loop. 1-0 to Lincoln Land. Could be 2 if Becky gets a good touch on this, and does, but Gradester standing up super strong to cut that one out. Get Over. God, every time I say that, I'm going to think about that now. Slothish retreating alongside Becky. Becky actually will be up the double commit. Does not leave them in a good spot. Gradester puts a shot slightly wide, and Lincoln Land do get away with that double commit there. Get Over trying to squeeze this pass. Can't get it by Rickles, excuse me. This one's up high. Waiting for it to come down. Becky doesn't wait too long. Slothish over to Becky yet again. Get Over will take it over. Rickles pop over 1. Pop past 2. Surely can't make it 3. Nope. Becky will look to see this one clear with a little help from an opponent. 80 seconds now. And Northern Kentucky not used to being in a position of disadvantage, but that's the exact position they find themselves in at the time being.
No, they've been able to keep it at least tied for the vast majority of this series. You can see Ferb coming down from on high, had pre-jumped the life out of that. And lots of patience on the side of Lincoln Land. Says, okay, use your boost. We'll just wait here with the ball for you. I think good patience and the ability of Lincoln Land to vary speed from low to high, be able to sit patiently and wait for players to just hand them the ball and then turn around and accelerate so quick off the line to try to take advantage of it. That's dangerous if you're NKU. It can kind of lull you into a bit of a false sense of security when you see them start to back off the pace.
Becky, wow. Dusted by Rickles, 1-1 to NKU. That was sick.
Wow. Just an unfortunate attempt at a back pass here. Ends up going straight to Rickles, who's more than happy to say, thank you, that's mine. We'll put a Rickle in your plan here. Finish this one off.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I'm not even letting you finish that sentence uninterrupted. God, why do I work with you? Get over missing this one just to the left.
Because you love it.
I do, unfortunately. I'm a sadist like that. Great stir. Sending it right into the face of Get Over. Becky out of the corner. Slothish puts his shot on target. Makes it count. 9 seconds past halftime. Lincoln Land take the lead back.
I like this little three-part here. Get Over puts it down. Becky puts it into the corner, and we talked about this a lot, is making that play out of the corner. It's difficult to read defensively. It's awkward to challenge, and it's an effective way to get the ball into the midfield in front of the net, allow a third player to follow up. Just like you see here out of Lincoln Land. They get the advantage back. We still have almost half this game remaining. Broken record, still anybody's game.
Off that side wall. Becky will chase this one. Or won't. Probably leave it to Get Over. Plenty of time to do so. Out of the corner wall. Worked once before. Wow, what a right place, right time there for Becky. Just couldn't make anything of it. Becky, great read. Slothish, a clearance that turns into a pass to a teammate. Unfortunately, the shot was just slightly wide. Off that ceiling. Rickles over to Ferb, a great pre-flip there to beat the oncoming defender. Still has control of this one and did really well to drop it down at the top of the Lincoln Land box. It's just unfortunate that there were no teammates there to take advantage. So that chance will go begging as Slothish catches this one over the top of Becky. Becky? What? Becky. Slothish. Ooh, decent 50 attempts, but that one gets sent long. Still one goal in it, but this time it's in favor of Lincoln Land.
We've seen that change quickly. Lincoln Land had the advantage kind of late in that last game as well, and you saw what happened there. NKU able to turn that one around with literally no time on the clock as they attempt to try to take this game back here late in game number 3. To put this away in 3, this would be a commanding sweep. They just have to find a way to put it home 2 more times. I like what I see out of them. They're very quick to challenge. They're not giving Lincoln Land a lot of space to develop plays. You know Lincoln Land has plenty of mechanical ability. NKU's doing a good job generally as you see them give the ball in space to Becky. Generally of getting up in the face of Lincoln Land, making fast challenges. They're always trying to look for a bump or something. Ferb with an opportunity. It's just touched away by Get Over.
God, he waited so long on that challenge there. I was like, no, dude, get the ball. That's why I'm a caster, not a player. Ferb's up. Gets a demo in midair. No piece of the ball, though. Becky and Sloth. Oh, no. Clearing the player instead of the ball. Okay, NKU need to pull off a second miracle, keeping this ball in the air. Ferb does well to do so. It's off of the back wall. Oh, I was about to lose my freaking mind. Lincoln Land take game 3. Oh, dear Lord.
Oh, my goodness. That was so close off the crossbar and down, and they had the player there ready to follow it up. They just didn't commit soon enough. NKU finally falls in game number 3. Lincoln Land keeps themselves alive in this series, but they're going to have to reverse sweep to finish this off. Again, NKU, Ferb and Rickles. Rickles may need to consider a name change here to, I'm sure, copyrighted name that I'm not going to say, but I think we all know what I'm referring to because this pairing has been just dominant. If they can find a way to get that third player a little bit more chemistry and a little bit better woven into what they have going on here, then they may be in just unstoppable form. That is something I want to comment, though. They are cycling through players. Personally, in my opinion,
As we listen silently, and you just look at
As
our
we just
dumbfounded
drop dead
faces.
air. Yes, we're
Our
so good at
producer
this.
is barking at us in our ear.
Oh.
Lars, please continue.
No, personally, I'm not a huge fan of that strategy because it's so critical to let chemistry build over the course of a series, especially or even with a team you play a lot with. NKU getting all of their players involved, it's great, but I think in this matchup, you really have to use this lineup right here: Rule, Rickles, and Ferb. This is your winning lineup.
I would tend to agree. I think switching players around is great, especially if you are managing to sweep opponents time after time. But the fact that Lincoln Land is giving them so much trouble, I feel like they would be better suited just to stick with the roster that they know is going to get them a result time and time again. But as we get into game 4, and Lincoln Land arguably have a little bit more momentum compared to Northern Kentucky. Slothish sees this one through beautifully. You feel like he did this so cleanly. It's as if he could have done it with his eyes closed. I mean, just rotates in, knew that it would come off of the ceiling, or the roof of the car rather, so perfectly and at the exact right angle to sneak just underneath the crossbar. Oh, I love seeing players with that amount of technical mastery. Ferb will equalize it without even trying.
Well, this is a kickoff goal. I don't think we need to say a ton about this other than Slothish attempted to clear and unfortunately just put it out in the mid, and Ferb was on the follow, ready to take advantage of it, reads it off the ceiling beautifully. Going back to what oh my goodness, Slothish did. What Slothish did.
Say that 3 times fast.
It looked like free play. It looked like they were out here just ready to practice. They didn't have a care in the world. Nice little pop up and over the top. Let's go ahead and dribble this one in through the air. And what I'm really trying to get at with this very circular roundabout way of getting at it is Lincoln Land felt comfortable, but not now, as Rule gives the lead right back to NKU.
There's that person stepping in. You thought that they were the prime pick for that third player, and they're proving exactly why that may be. Rule, 1 goal from 2 shots now. Ferb with the exact same stat line as well. Both those players a goal and an assist on 2 shots. Rickles somehow sitting at the bottom of the scoreline. We are barely a minute in, so we'll forgive that for now. Slothish getting beaten. Rule tried to send it over to Rickles, but the ball was a little bit too forward, so Rickles couldn't quite get there in time. Ferb, really? Are you kidding me? In reverse, pops this straight over. Rule can't see it in. I was about to scream if that resulted in something. Get over, trying to catch this one up. Take it, not quite up the sidewall. Ferb can't follow it up. Becky looking for the pinch and does so quite efficiently. Get over. Man, it's just neither team over the past like 120 seconds or so has been able to mount a good, solid run of play and put pressure on their opponents. It's been like maybe 5 or 10 seconds of pressure. It's not quite the South American ping pong, but they haven't been able to hold on to pressure and momentum quite as long as I'd like to see.
Yeah, it's got notes, it has undertones of game number 1 here, but it's not exactly the same. The pace feels a little bit slower. It feels a little bit more methodical, but still driving back and forth off the crossbar. And Rule was lurking. You could see them ready to try to finish that. Becky's able to get it clear and stop that attack. And now we're back the other way. Rule trying to dunk one down on Get Over. And Get Over gets this one clear. But Itchy, you and I have to be careful. We're going to be sitting here with our mouths on the floor. We get it.
I know.
We get it. You're better than us. That's just what it is.
Slothish sent out to the right side. Becky somehow meets Rule at the point of contact and gets a demo to boot. Ferb, oh, what speed there over to Rickles. So beautiful to watch passing plays like that executed with such velocity. I love that.
Ferb, it comes off of that challenge on Slothish. Just like we talked about earlier in this series, NKU is doing an excellent job of challenging Lincoln Land very quickly, very aggressive on the ball. They don't give Lincoln Land space. Slawfish goes to clear. Ferb instantly on there with the challenge, puts that right back off the back wall. And I didn't see who was trying to make the defend, but at the end of the day, they didn't really have a whole lot of choice. They dove in across the front of the net because they knew that shot was coming with power and accuracy. And you just have to hope you make a touch on it or your opponent makes a mistake. Rickles, however, has no such thoughts in mind as they put one just kind of dead center high in the net.
Becky catching up with this one. It is open, but no Lincoln Land players there to take advantage. They'll try it a second time, but Rule will see it wide and clear. Up very high from Slawfish. Wow.
Where's that pre-jump?
Read like a book from Rickles. Ridiculous. Champion level play at its absolute best. Becky, takes it underneath. This one's still bouncing towards goal, but man, Lincoln Land's got to act fast here. They have less than 60 seconds to find 2 goals.
It's going to be tough when Rickles can jump before the ball is even bounced and get the read on the clear. Rickles is over here with a magic ball or something, because how? That's all I have. Lychee, explain.
I do not have the brain. I have bad brain, not good enough talk. Becky puts this one down. Ooh, very close. Off the side of the crossbar. What? Off the face of the crossbar. This one's wide open, and Get Over gets one for free. 20 seconds left. They have one more to do it.
I feel like this is simultaneously always shocking, but you should be used to at this point, because we see gameplay develop and you see certain trends develop and you think this is the kind of thing that's got to score a goal. This is what's going to be the goal. This is going to be the big play they make. And then they get a goal on the complete opposite. Both these teams have done such an awesome job of being stable, of being controlled, of making good, solid threats at the net. And then NKU just leaves, and Get Over says, thank you, I'll take ball, thank you, easy. But unfortunately, it looks like this is going to be the end. NKU puts it down, and that is NKU over Lincoln Land in 4. Wow.
What a series. NKU, I mean, every single one. Was game 3 a 1-goal game?
Yes.
It was. Oh,
yeah.
Frick. I didn't write this down in my notes. Okay, I'll have to go back and look. Wow. What a show. This is where I get, like, you and I, Lars, just get to kind of sit back and be like, we get to do this. We get to, like, yell over the top of gameplay this good and show it to you guys. Northern Kentucky, I believe, now takes the 3rd spot in the leaderboard. I'll have to wait for that to be updated, but I think, okay, no, they are still technically 4th, but on purely the game differential, because Lincoln Land is 15 and 11, Northern Kentucky is 16 and 12. Maybe it's not that. Producers yelling at me. Anyway, they both have the same record, 4 and 3. So, I mean, if this series was any indication, it is cutthroat between these two teams, and I can't wait to see where both of them end up come later stages of this season.
What I'm really hoping is to see them again against each other, because that'll be a revenge match for the ages. When you see scorelines like this, 3-1, you think, oh, they got dominated. No, they didn't. As soon as you start to dig into what happened here, these teams were so evenly matched. Again, the only thing that I think would change that is if Northern Kentucky didn't rotate players. If they ran, as much as I hate to say it, because I love to get everybody involved, if you run Ferb, Rickles, Rule, you're gonna rule those series. That I think is the only thing to really put this away. Lychee is absolutely done with anything I have to say.
I'm just gonna let you sit here.
You're just gonna
I've got nothing for you. The Eye of Noob broke halfway through that, so I couldn't even use bad caster brain and be like, let's look at stats, because I didn't have numbers, so I just had to scream more. And now you make like the 3rd or 4th horrendous joke. So I think we're done.
Who doesn't love a good fun wordplay as we
Yeah, fun. That's what I'd call it. You frick. Take us out. I'm done. I'm done here.
All right. Well, we are having too much fun here in the casting booth. That is it for me, and that is it for Lychee, but that's not it for you, because I know where you're going to be come 13 minutes from now. You are going to be watching another excellent matchup. We have Fresno State Blue versus Montana, and oh boy, looking at the stats, this should be another banger. So you're definitely want to make sure you're still here in 13 minutes when we come back after this quick intermission.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Jeez, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable. Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Jeez, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
This is the beginning of something special, something different. The games may change, but competition and skill do not. Students coming together to represent Fresno State with support and leadership. Fresno State students will discover and develop their potential. From all walks of life, esports players are passionate, driven, dedicated, and bold. They'll train, learn, and grow together, striving to be the best gamers and future leaders in our community and world.
Rise up. Esports has come to Fresno State, and it starts now.